he's got a dual identity. He's a business guru and he's a wine guy, and it's made him the social media sommelier. In fact, I saw Gary on Ellen and also on Letterman. He's got a crazy way of doing things. He brings all his wines out, and then he brings things that will trick your palate in unusual ways. Okay, they're writing a note to me. I'm not sure what they're writing, but. Okay, so we're going to bring the thunder and bring him on right now, Mr. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine, and
Awesome.
we got you on Skype there, so we should be able to get you up on the split screen. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing better than anybody can be.
Excellent. Have you had an opportunity to tweet and tell folks that you're with us right now?
No. If you can tweet, then I'll retweet it. What's the link?
Okay, it's a Tweet-A-Thon2009.com.
All right. Can you tweet it right now? So
I can tweet
say
it.
at Gary V's with me, so I can retweet it.
At Gary V live on Tweet-A-Thon 2009 TAT09, and here comes the URL. Gary, I'm really glad that you could join us. I know that you are in a hurry today, and coming at you. Boom! It is on your desk as we speak.
I love it. There it is. I see it. I will retweet it now.
You're looking good, my friend.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
How you been?
Good. It was great to see you at Affiliate Summit. You rock the house.
Thank you.
And I was going to make a comment to you, okay, but you made it yourself. You really let the profanity fly.
I did. I was out of control.
You know what?
It's so weird, Joe, because I don't curse in real life at all. I don't curse really at all. And there's something about when I give keynotes that has caused me to go into it, and I'm not sure what it is. I've really not been able to pinpoint it. It's borderline embarrassing, but I get so pumped up, and I'm, I have, me, I have no filter. I think everybody should be who they are, and so that's what I do. And I don't think it makes my mom so proud, or my wife, or my in-laws, but it's in me. I don't know why it's there, but I own who I am, so that's just the way it is.
Have you considered that maybe you suffer from a minor case of Tourette syndrome?
It's crossed my mind. I'm not kidding. I mean, I feel like the energy of that many people being in the room has definitely an impact on me that causes some sort of insanity.
It doesn't matter to me, Gary. You're awesome. I love what you do. I consider you a poster child for social media because you didn't come out as a social media expert. You're a wine guy. You've built a successful wine business, and WineLibraryTV.com, it reaches people in a way that the snobby wine critiques will not allow.
I think that's probably why so many people have latched onto my story. I don't come from the computer background like a far majority of maybe the other brands out there, or the people that have really, embraced this. I'm a really non-tech savvy guy. I mean, this whole Skype thing that we're doing right now is scaring the shit out of me. I know what Skype is, and there I go, cursing. See, you're getting me fired up. I think the fact of the matter is that I love people. This is a platform that allows that. It's a platform that allows branding, which is something I'm very passionate about. And so it definitely is, something I believe that people should use. And I hope that people understand how powerful this media change is, because that's what I call it. This is media. I mean, I think a lot of people focus on the social, and that's important, but the change in media that this is creating is out of control.
I have to agree with you, and it really just comes down to relationship, does it not?
Yeah, I mean, this is all so silly. The whole thing is pure silliness, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, so the book should have been called "Silly Twitter Power."
Joel, it really should have been, because I'll tell you why. All of a sudden, we've used these terms, social media, Twitter, and everybody's like confused. It's the same old business practice, people. It's the same old business practice. If you care more than your competitor, you win. When I drove that case of Behringer White Zinn through the snow to the lady because FedEx screwed up the package, she became a customer forever, even though she only spends $39 a year. If you care more, that's a business strategy. If you care more, you win. Twitter allows you to care more, because things like Tweety, on the way to the airport last night, I took a red eye from San Fran to New York today, on the way there, using Tweety allows me to better follow people, better to direct message them. tools are being built to allow me to replicate that driving the case of wine in the snow virtually, and that, that is what you feel. I feel every retweet, every kind word, every negative word. I feel that through social media. I don't need to be in the room. These products make me feel that. I think they're the same for everybody else, and that's why they're so powerful. We're able to be in so many more places, and if you're willing to put in the hustle and the hard work, all the principles, and if you're willing to have the patience, and that's a lost art, Joel. I did Wine Library TV for 18 months before anybody gave a crap. If you have the patience, the hustle, the effort, tools like Twitter can take your brand, your product, or just your relationships, whatever you want out of it, to a totally different level.
So what, you said you worked on Wine Library TV for 18 months before it really took off. Did you do anything different, or was it just staying the course?
I just stayed the course. I was pumping out great content. I just think that you've got to realize that you've got to crush it. And if you believe in the content you're pumping out and you believe in what you're doing, then you're going to always, always, always have a chance to succeed. And I just never believed in anything other than, putting out great content and embracing my community, and I knew I would win. And that's what I did.
That's awesome. And, people in the chat room, they're talking about you, and they say your passion is so contagious, and it is, and you're so passionate about wine. Now, I've seen the broadcasts on Ellen and Dave.
It wasn't Dave, it was Conan.
I'm sorry, Conan. Why are they eating dirt and dirty socks?
When I was a young child, I wanted to be a wine expert, and my parents were really good parents and didn't want me to drink alcohol. So from 17 to 21, I tasted and ate an enormous amount of different things out there, and that was some of the products I ate were dirt and popcorn and grass and tar bubbles. I mean, nobody got excited more in New Jersey when it was 102 degrees one summer than me, because I knew I'd have a great opportunity to taste tar bubbles. I just tasted all the things that these wine magazines wrote about, and that's what I did. And so Conan and Ellen did the extremes of what I did building my palate. I still to this day believe, how the heck are you going to taste strawberries if you've never had one? How are you going to understand what mulberry tastes like if you don't live in middle America and you've never had one? So that's kind of what's going on with me on that.
So what is your favorite non-food food for your palate?
Acorns. I think acorns bring tremendous deliciousness to my life. I just think I created probably my most popular overheard retweet. Yeah, I mean, acorns are delicious, man.
Stewed, boiled, fried.
I like them you need them. I put them in hot water, soften them up a little so you can actually bite them.
Boiled acorns, basted acorns, jumbo acorns.
I love the acorns, man.
Alrighty then. Well, listen, you got your copy of Twitter Power, right?
Yes.
You are a Twitter Power user, and we've got you. For those of you who has the book, you can read about Gary on page 223. There it is. Here, read that. Good. Everybody get that? Good.
223, nice.
Yeah, your take on Twitter going forward. They got a lot of money. How are they going to turn that into, how are they going to parlay all this money they've raised?
I think Twitter has a great business model. I mean, I'm completely convinced that Twitter is going to be the product that sells when we come out of this latest depression in the market. And I don't mean the depression, but I mean this latest softening of the market. No major media companies are going to make a play. I think brands like News Corp and Viacom are going to struggle over the next 3-4 years. And I think when we come on the swing up in the next 36, 48, 60 months, whatever it really takes, I believe Twitter is going to be the most positioned product to sell for $1 billion or $2 billion. And I think the way they're going to monetize along the way is, I mean, every time I look at Twitter, all they need to do is take a little bit more real estate. I'm looking at my top right corner right now. If they took a little rectangle there and propagated an ad, it wouldn't be super intrusive. And if it was based on the things that I tweeted about, it could be very amazing. Imagine you talk about wine all the time. I'd love to have the ability to have an ad for Wine Library TV at the top right corner of everybody's Twitter. And then, of course, transitioning to the mobile play, kind of like Twitterific does with the deck. I mean, can you imagine anybody who talks about wine a lot naturally on a Google kind of play, have a wine ad for Wine Library TV in the top corner? I like that kind of stuff. I think they've got a lot of metrics and a lot of content, and I think people are being naive to not realize how much parlay and business there is there. I think they've got a lot of business models in place. I think they're still building infrastructure. It's still a very young company. I think we live in a very fast-paced society now where everybody expects things to happen right away. But I promise you right now, every single person listening to this would be very happy to be in a position of equity control in this platform.
Right, and there's no other way. How else are they going to monetize this but start doing ad space?
Oh, they've got to go there. It's a good thing. Ad space is a good thing. Ad space done right is nice. I mean, listen, why don't they put an ad in top corner and let people block it out if they want? Or, Facebook's got the up-down thing. I mean, listen, there are ways to do it right. There's no shame and harm in selling. It's a natural part of our economy. It's what makes, especially this country, so strong in a lot of ways. And everybody's selling something at some degree. And I think that the respect for commerce, commerce has done a bad job. And I think that social media in a lot of ways are breaking down barriers, making companies realize they have to be good. And I think that's very powerful. And in turn, I think the brand reputation of a lot of companies are going to get better. And I think that it's going to really help a lot of people. A lot of people, I think, are going to benefit. A lot of businesses, especially ones that are really cool and really awesome, and I think that they're going to win. And I think truth is going to win in this very transparent social media world. I think Twitter is definitely going to make an ad play. Listen, I don't think it's totally out of the realm of possibility that Twitter will even have a freemium model where they charged for tweets, maybe 800 tweets a month or 99 cents a month for unlimited. I think there'd be a little revolt, but I think they could probably pull it off. Listen, back in the corner, going out of business, they could definitely pull it off,
And you'd be willing to pay for that?
Yeah, I'd be willing to pay for anything that I think brings me value in socializing, brand building, and what have you. I think it's a very dangerous model because then there's always the person that can come out and do the free version. You get the 500 top superstars at Twitter to go over and start using it, and you start seeing a lot of transition from Twitter to this next platform. But I think back in the corner, like, oh crap, the money's running out, the economy's still bad, we don't want to go out of business, let's charge 99 cents a month, lose 30% of our users. It's a business model. I'm looking at this as a pure business model, not a PR play,
Right. Okay, so look, I know you're in a hurry. I really appreciate you being here.
I'll be honest, I've allocated a little bit more time, so if you've got a couple more questions, unless you've got a next scheduled guest, I don't mind.
Yay, Gary V! Woo! Okay, actually, I do have one question. We got another Gary lining up behind you. Do you know Gary Goldstein, the producer of Pretty Woman?
I don't know him personally, but I'd love to share a glass of wine with him and talk to him about a young Julia Roberts if he's interested.
I'm sure he would enjoy that as well. And just so you know, Shane Hudson on here says that you are a role model for him and aspires to be just like you when he grows up. My last question is this. I watched Sideways, as I know you've probably seen it a zillion times. And,
sure.
And listening to you, you turned me from Merlot to Pinot Noir.
Mm-hmm.
Good move.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I listen, at the same token, I'm kind of mad about where that's all gone because now everybody's too Pinot out, I mean, everybody's way too Pinot Noired out. They think it's the best, it's in the movie. And actually, that's not even that time sensitive anymore either because now that's kind of jumped the shark too. Joel, I'm a very simple dude on this. I want people to try different things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not so different than why I moved GaryVaynerchuk.com to Tumblr. I want to learn. And I think WordPress is amazing and Wine Library TV is still there. But yesterday I launched GaryVaynerchuk.com on Tumblr because it's a different platform with retumbling and this and that. And I think learning is so important, trying new things. So I don't just preach it in wine. I do it in reality, even in my business world. And so I think that that is the journey of life that so many people miss out on. And if you're drinking the same old Pinot Grigio every single day, you're fundamentally making a huge mistake. Big shout out to Funfelt, who says that I talk very fast on Twitter, and I think she's right. And I just wanted to give her a shout out.
You got to keep it fresh. You got to keep it moving. So, so I've jumped the shark. That's fine. If you were going to recommend a bottle of Pinot that I would enjoy with my lovely bride of 20 years, what would you recommend?
I'm not gonna recommend you a Pinot, Joel. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay. What would you then have me do something new?
I want you to look at Portugal. I want you to look at wines from the Douro, Douro. There's a really intriguing grape varietal called Triga Nacional. A lot of the port producers are starting to produce still wine, and a lot of people that used to sell to port producers are starting to make red wine. And I just think that Portugal is a crazy play right now. And I highly recommend anybody who's drinking wine to look at Portugal. $8 to $15 a bottle. You can absolutely crush it in quality, and that's what makes me happy.
Yeah, spell it again.
It's Portuguese. So I didn't give you a producer. I'll send you a link with specific ones. I've got to retaste some stuff. But the region that I think is really batting close to 80-90% is Douro, Douro.
Got it. Gary Vaynerchuk, bringing the thunder on Tweet-A-Thon 2009. Gary, appreciate you spending some time with us, and looks like you're resting there in your home office. So thanks a lot, my friend.
My pleasure. I want to also give a shout out to everybody who's listening that if they link up their Tumblr blog right now, I'd like to follow them. I'm starting to fool around with that. And so, and I just want to thank you, Joel. And I think you have a very pretty cover. And I know you have Tony Robbins' name on the front. And if your next book, you want mine on the front, we can work that out.
I appreciate that. Now, if we could only get Tony to tweet more, right?
Well, I think he's on his way. I mean, listen, let's be very honest. Anybody who's listening right now doesn't realize that every single person is going to be on Twitter by December is out of their mind. They're all coming. They're all coming. And I think that's kind of interesting. So great timing for you. Congratulations on the book. You're a phenomenally good dude. And that's why this. And I wish you nothing but the best.
Congratulations on your success, too. Gary Vaynerchuk, thanks, buddy. Take care.
Thank you. Stay well.